Hey guys, it's Edwin here, and today I'll be answering this question of can imaginary friends help with your loneliness? Actually, this is a very interesting question. So we look at it from two aspects. The first aspect is can they really help, or then we'll explain what loneliness is. So yes, they might offer some help because they might offer companionship, like you might be having best friends in your imaginary world who you talk to, you share about them about your day, or who you talk to about your future ambitions and they listen to you. So when you have people who listen to you and who care about you and who understand you, yes, it may offer some sense of relief from the loneliness you're feeling. The other aspect is they may also offer you this emotional outlet. Let's say you want to vent about something and you know your real friends will like judge you or will criticize you or you will feel embarrassed when you share about it. But now your imaginary friends, they don't criticize you because there are aspects of your own imagination. They're your idealized friends. So because they're idealized, you are projecting to them the aspects you want from a friend in real life. So of course they'll offer you this support, listen to you when you're crying, listen to you when you're feeling down. So in some sense they may at least help you and make you feel that you have this sense of belonging. The other aspect of imaginary friends is they may also help you with developing social skills. Let's say you're an introvert or you're just afraid of talking to people, but when you go to this imaginary world or when you talk to these imaginary friends, you start learning how to talk to people, how to talk to people in the imaginary world now. So the more you learn how to talk to them, the more you understand that actually you can talk to other people. So in some sense, they may help, but the thing is actually, in the long run, imaginary friends will make you more lonely. Here is why. The first aspect is let's first understand these aspects of loneliness. Loneliness actually is not a connection between you and other people, it's a connection between you and yourself. And then once you are connected with yourself, you can now interact with others. Because even if you are presented with the perfect person or an idealized person, you may still feel lonely. You may have people who are supportive to you, but you may still feel lonely because there's a disconnect between you and your authentic self. And what causes this disconnect between you and your authentic self is the pain you're not processing. So I want you to imagine that there is you here, then there is pain here, and then there is now the authentic self. So without processing this pain, it will always cause a barrier between you and your authentic self. And when there is that barrier, you will always feel lonely. Yes, you may you may have instances where you really feel that someone is listening to you or feel connected, but still the loneliness will still be there. So to really deal with this loneliness, you have to focus on processing the pain. And here is now why how like imaginary friends like exacerbate your loneliness. They give you this temporary relief from the painful emotions or from the negative emotions you're supposed to process. And when something gives you this temporary relief, you will not deal with them because dealing with these negative emotions is a painful experience. Dealing with your traumas and your anxieties on a deeper level is painful. And something about the mind is it loves the path of least resistance, like the easy path, the path which doesn't exert a lot of tension in your life, which is going to a coping mechanism or going to these imaginary friends. So instead of dealing with the pain head on, the mind will tell you that hey, no, let's not deal with that. Let's choose this path. It's easy. But as time goes by, the distance between your authentic self and your present self drifts apart because the barrier of pain is growing. Like the negative emotions are accumulating, and the more these negative emotions accumulate, the more you have this deep feeling of emptiness, and you feel that there's a void deep inside you which can not be cured or which cannot be filled with anything else. Even your imaginary friends now, they get to the point where those imaginary friends cannot fill that void. Yes, when you're starting, they may really help you, but as time goes by and as the pain accumulates, the imaginary friends will not help you. Now you feel that there's this deep void which cannot be filled with anything. That's now deep loneliness. The other aspect is like imaginary friends will make you isolate yourself from real life connections, because also another aspect of loneliness is just having real life connections. So the more you isolate yourself, because you know you have to talk to these imaginary friends in your me time or in your alone time, you will always be preferring these imaginary friends. So when you isolate yourself, you are disconnecting yourself from real life connections. And when you disconnect yourself from real life connections, of course, your loneliness will keep growing because you lack the people you can connect with. You lack the people you can talk to. Also, another thing is real life connections are challenging. Finding that boyfriend, girlfriend, or whatever can really be challenging because of your expectations. With imaginary friends, you can create all expectations you want, but you cannot bring those unrealistic expectations to real life. You cannot expect someone to just be perfect and just be everything you want. No, they'll have their own preferences, they'll have their own flaws, they'll have their own egoistic stuff, and you just have to find a way to compromise or to listen to them. You don't have you can't control someone, you can't control them. You may want to control your friend, but you cannot control them. So when you put your expectations in them, of course you'll always be disappointed. So because you know the imaginary friends are not that disappointing, you'll always resort to the imaginary friends, but at the same time in this real life you'll be more and more lonely. So like imaginary friends may feel that they're taking away your loneliness, but as time goes by, you will find yourself isolated. You'll find yourself not knowing how to interact with the real people. You'll find yourself having unrealistic expectations of yourself and also of other human beings. So you'll find yourself in a place where you really feel alone, isolated, and very, very lonely. And you'll even have this deep void inside you, which cannot be filled with anything. And the deeper this void goes, the more you get stressed and anxious. So always prioritize on working on yourself and prioritize on building real life connections. Imaginary friends can help you, but only for some time. They won't help you forever. Until next time, guys, have a nice day.